Ham, the youngest son of Noah, plays a complex role in the Bible's narrative. His story unfolds during one of the most pivotal moments in human history, the flood, and his actions afterward leave a lasting impact on his descendants. While the Bible provides limited details about Ham, his story is recorded in Genesis 6 to 10, and his legacy shapes the development of nations in the ancient world. Ham was born into a world that was increasingly corrupt and violent. As Noah's son, he likely grew up hearing his father preach righteousness to a generation that mocked God's warnings. When God revealed his plan to cleanse the earth with a flood, Ham joined his family in the monumental task of building the ark. It was a massive undertaking that consumed years of their lives, during which they endured ridicule from a society that dismissed the idea of divine judgment. When the flood came, Ham, along with his father Noah, his brothers Shem and Japheth, and their wives entered the ark. For 40 days and 40 nights, torrential rain fell, and the waters rose until even the mountains were submerged. Inside the ark, Ham experienced the power of God's judgment and his mercy, witnessing the destruction of the old world while being preserved with his family. After a year in the ark, the waters receded, and the family emerged into a transformed world. God blessed Noah and his sons, commanding them to be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. Genesis 9 verse 1. Ham stood alongside his brothers as one of the 3 patriarchs of the new humanity, carrying the responsibility of repopulating the earth. The pivotal moment in Ham's story occurred after Noah planted a vineyard and became drunk on its wine. One day, Noah lay uncovered in his tent, and Ham saw his father's nakedness. Instead of responding with respect or discretion, Ham dishonored his father by mocking him and telling his brothers, Shem and Japheth. This act of irreverence was a breach of family loyalty and respect, especially in the patriarchal culture of the time. Shem and Japheth, in contrast, responded with dignity. They took a garment, walked backward into the tent to avoid seeing their father's nakedness, and covered him. When Noah awoke and learned what had happened, he pronounced a curse, not directly on Ham, but on Ham's son Canaan. Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. Genesis 9 verse 25. This curse has been the subject of much debate among scholars, but it reflects the consequences of Ham's actions, which brought shame upon his family line. The curse on Canaan foreshadowed the later subjugation of the Canaanites, a group of people descended from Ham, by the Israelites. Despite this dark episode, Ham's descendants played a significant role in human history. The genealogies in Genesis 10, known as the Table of Nations, trace Ham's lineage to several ancient peoples, including the Egyptians, Cushites, Philistines, and Canaanites. These nations became prominent in the ancient world, contributing to its cultural, architectural, and political development. However, many of them also became antagonists to Israel, fulfilling the tension suggested by Noah's curse. Ham's story is a sobering reminder of the impact of one's actions, especially within the family. His failure to honor his father led to a ripple effect that shaped the destiny of his descendants. At the same time, Ham's life illustrates the complexity of human nature. He was part of God's plan to preserve humanity through the flood, yet his actions after the flood introduced division and discord into his family. Through Ham's story, the Bible highlights themes of respect, accountability, and the far-reaching consequences of our choices. It also underscores the grace of God, who, despite human failures, continues to work out his purposes through imperfect people. Ham's legacy, though mixed, remains an integral part of the biblical narrative and the history of nations.